Hey guys, I'm coming back to you with this video where I will talk about two of Joe Abercrombie's books. I read both of them recently and I really enjoyed both of them, even though they're pretty different. One is Best Served Cold. Think of this as sort of action Tarantino version of Count of Monte Cristo. It's set in the same world as all his books, and just in a different part of it. And the main character is the head of the mercenaries. It's a woman. She's the general of the mercenaries, and just when everything is going right, she and her brother come back after the conquest to their employer, and they get ambushed by the employer himself, the banker, and a bunch of other people, including some of the people that used to be in her command. Her brother gets viciously killed, and she's basically almost killed and left for dead. What happens afterwards is the most amazing odyssey, the most amazing journey that she goes through, where she goes from almost crippled, or she's nearly crippled, to building a team to find revenge and bring revenge to the people that did this to her. So the team is really interesting, the team that she builds. It's sort of like a dirty dozen of villains. It's a professional poisoner with his assistant. It's the barbarian from the north who wants to be the upstanding guy. He wants to do right by people, and he doesn't want to be violent anymore, which doesn't work well for him. And there is also just a woman who is a spy, a professional spy, and basically others that get involved. There is like a vicious killer, sort of mad killer, that's enjoying being in prison, and now he's out of prison, so he needs to do something, so he joins the gang. And they go from one area to another, from one city to another. It's sort of city states, like Italian city states of the Middle Ages, and they go from one city to another, killing the people they need to kill. And action goes from palaces to brothels, where she entertains King of the Union, and it's full of barbs and funny jokes, and it's very dark and grim, and there's a lot of blood, but at the same time it's funny. It's an amazing book. And there is also a character in it, Nikoma Koska. He's used to be the head of the mercenaries before her, who basically she took the band away from him and kicked him out. And he's a really interesting character. He's an alcoholic and very vicious and mean, but at the same time sort of endearing. And Nikoma Koska shows up in the next book, Red Country, which is a pure western, fantasy western. I haven't read a lot of fantasy westerns, but this one is really, really good. When I started, I was like, I don't know, it sort of seems like, like traditional cowboys and Indians sort of transferred to the fantasy world. And by the way, there is not a lot of fantasy in Joe Abercrombie's books. It's more of action and adventure, sort of like David Gemmell books. And the Red Country, it's a woman. He likes woman characters, by the way, so female characters. And it's about the woman and her step father, named Lem, who you will recognize is actually the major character of Joe Abercrombie's most famous trilogy. And I won't name the name, but the hint is he has 9 fingers. So if you read his other books, you will know who this is. And Lem she calls him the cowardest of men, so at the beginning. And what happens is their farm gets burned, her siblings get kidnapped, and the help is viciously killed. And both of them, Lem and this woman named Shy, which is a funny name for somebody like her. She's definitely not shy. She used to be she used to run a gang. She would steal from people, and now she's sort of trying to go straight. And they go after the people that kidnapped the children. They find out a bunch more children have been kidnapped and are being taken somewhere. So they join a train of settlers moving to a different like sort of gold mining town, so they join them, and it's just a story of this. It's amazing. It's really really good. So I've read both of these books by Joe Abercrombie, and after I read the trilogy, which the trilogy I read like years ago, like The Law Itself and other books, and The Blade itself and other books, and I am planning to read the other books by Joe Abercrombie. He has Heroes, he has Sharp Edges, which is a collection of stories in the same world, and there is also like a young adult trilogy, I believe, also fantasy trilogy. So I'm planning to read all of them, and I highly recommend these books. Thanks for watching me. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Please add likes, and just please coming back and watch my other videos. I also have a review of a book by Tim Powers called The Last Call. It's a dark fantasy novel, and I also have Blu-ray collection videos, and I have my video called My Favorite Fantasy Books. So there's a lot. Please come back and watch them. Thanks guys, and I'll be back.